Nowadays, if you're an average college basketball player with connections, you can work your way into the NBA. In the past, you had to be coming out of college or coming out of high school as an elite player, right? Like you had to come out of college or high school having proven to be well above your peers. Now, it ain't that way no more, right? If you have a brand name, if you have connections, if you have the right management, you will definitely leapfrog past people that are better than you, probably more deserving of the opportunity, and have an opportunity to be in the pros or be in the pros. Prime example, your boy Bronny James, right? No hate, no salt. It's all love. I'm wishing the best for the dude. But the reality of it is that he had a below average college career. He had a catastrophic injury, and it's not even just a normal injury. And we're so glad that he recovered from that. And he is strong and healthy. Of course, like everyone should be ecstatic about that. I think everyone is. But that's a huge thing to happen. Miss a year, come back, have a subpar year at USC, and then have the ability to turn down 10 NBA teams that are looking to give you an opportunity to show yourself. That just tells me that nepotism is strong in the NBA when your father is LeBron James, right? Obviously, LeBron James has a lot of pull because he's still playing in the league, and he's not just a person who is managed or has like a manager, that manager is just one person. Rich Paul is a manager that manages many elite athletes, and they don't just manage them individually. They manage them in a manner of like playing them or using them to play organizations against each other and using them to get what they want, get contracts, get trades here, things like that. So, hey, look, I get, using the power that you have to create certain situations, but I think that that's part of further watering down the league, right? If you don't have like a true competitive spirit and you're truly trying to just let the pieces fall where they fall and then come out with the best outcome that you can come out with, then you're going to be trying to piece things together to make it work best for your scenario. Of course, I don't know everything, all the workings in the background, but that just seems like what LeBron does. And that's kind of annoying, and I think it waters down competition. I think that it waters down his legacy. Like right now, it looks like the two teams that are in the position to have, or that are going to have a pre-draft workout with Bronny are the Los Angeles Lakers and the Phoenix Suns, right? The Los Angeles Lakers just finished in the 10th seed. And the only reason why they made it into the playoffs was because the play-in tournament, right? So why would a 10th seed team, and they obviously are a good lower seed team, they have the potential if they have the right, I think it's mainly if Bronny was a stronger one option, or not Bronny, LeBron was a stronger one option. Yes, he can score 25 points, but he's not defending on the other end, right? But if they feel like they need to add an additional piece to get them over that hump, to get them into a playoff position without the play-in tournament, then why would you be going after a college player or a player that's just out of college that had an unsuccessful run in college for all intents and purposes? Why would you do that, right? So they're willing to a certain degree, bypass what makes the most sense if they were to draft him, bypass what makes the most logical sense for the future of the organization to appease LeBron James, who to me isn't even a top level star anymore. And the only reason why I say he's not is because of the amount of effort he gives on the defensive side. Just think about this. If you have a star like LeBron James, he is, let's use percentages, right? He is 100% the highest paid person on your payroll, right? So he is, he's taken up 100% of what he can take up as far as a dollar value. On the offensive side, I would say he's performing at a let's say 100% level, right? He is giving what you want out of a star on the offensive side. You want some rebounds, you want a good amount of assists. He played a lot of games this last year, so I can't even talk about like load management, because overall he played, I think, 75 games or so. He had a strong year as far as playing time and consistency. So you're getting what you want out of him on the offensive side. On the defensive side, there's so many games, almost every game, you can point out multiple plays where LeBron isn't giving that additional effort to stop off ball drives, or, you know what I mean? Like, you'll see spurts of high intensity defense from LeBron, and then spurts where it's really not there. So if we want to go percentage wise, hey, you're 100% of the, you're getting 100% of what a first tier player gets on the payroll. You're kicking off about 100% of what's needed from a first tier player on the offensive side. But on the defensive side, you're operating at like 60%. I'm not hating. I'm just, look at the highlights, look at the lowlights, look at the games. You'll see that there's a lack of effort a lot of times with LeBron. And that's where you end up falling short. You need your stars to be like Luka and Kyrie, where it's on both ends of the court. It's 100% effort, because the margins are slim in the NBA, right? You see that with Dallas and Minnesota. Even though it looked like Dallas was going to sweep them at first, and Minnesota got a game, the margins are slim. Even though they're winning every game up until the fourth game, they were all close games. Same thing with Boston and Indiana. Those were all very close games. So even though they came out with a sweep in Boston, or, Boston came out with a sweep, the margins were slim, right? You needed full effort from all players to get over that little hump. You needed Tyrese Halliburton having less errors in that first game. They probably would have won the game. So it's very slim margin. So my point is, with LeBron, he looks great on the offensive side, but you need to be taking up less of that payroll if you're not going to be giving that 100% on the offense or on the defensive side, so they can supplement that, so they can be giving a large amount to someone else that is going to be a full-time player, and not, taking breaks on the defensive side. That's the only way you're going to make up that margin. But my main point here is that, the other example of an average player that may eventually work his way into the NBA is LiAngelo Ball, right? He hasn't made it there yet, but he's going to continue to get looks, and all it takes is that right organization to say, okay, hey, at this moment in time, his jump shot has developed to where we need it. He's developed a couple moves in his game to where we need it. We know it's going to be a crowd favorite. He's still 23, 24 years old. We know he's going to create a buzz just by him getting into the league, because, when you put something out there, you got 50% rooting for it, 50% hating on it. People are going to watch and see the result, right? So based on his name, the status, the following, the connections, he will get another opportunity if he stays playing hard and improving. And maybe at that opportunity, maybe he truly is a NBA level player. But my point is that you used to have to come out ready. You used to have to come out of college as an elite player ready to go. Now, depending on your connections, who you know, do you have a social media following? Do you have a brand behind you? Do you got someone that's going to get you into the tryouts again and again, like LaMelo Ball's agent, or LaMelo Ball, or your other brother? You know what I mean? Like, are you always going to have an opportunity because of them up until a certain point? Probably. Not saying anything's technically wrong with that, but my main point is that back in the day, people used to come out NBA ready. Even if they were rookies, they were still elite rookies. You couldn't come out average and work your way into the NBA. And I think that does water down the talent a little bit. I think overall you're going to still have people choosing to, select the elite talent because it's a business at the end of the day. But you are going to have these average players be able to sneak in, and maybe they're average and they can work their way up to elite. But now with the league being very role playery, where you don't have to be that elite at everything, you could do one thing really good and have a good run. Like if LiAngelo Ball can come off the bench and drop 3 3-pointers and play solid defense, he might be someone's role player consistently, right? So this is no salt on that. It's just a recognition that things have changed. You don't have to be that elite freak of nature anymore. You could be Bronny James that is 6'1", and more of like a football player build, but he's solid on defense, and he other attributes that people like about him, that he has a solid work ethic. He's a respectful guy. Things that are outside of him being anything basketball. But these are the things that will nowadays, hey, if he can shoot a 3-pointer and we can get him out there, it's worth our risk. We'll get a bunch of views on us. And in this situation, you might be able to get LeBron James on your team. So it's probably worth it to give him a shot. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe. I hope all is well. 100 years of wealth to you guys. Peace, fam.